Welcome to the Anti-Hustle Business Podcast. I am your host, Shannon Whaley, and I'm here to help coaches, consultants, and service providers like you build profitable, sustainable online businesses without the hustle or the burnout that's so prevalent in the online space. I am here to show you that there is a totally different way to do business that doesn't leave you burnt the fuck out and hating your life. It's time to ditch the hustle culture and embrace a new way of doing business. So get ready to redefine success on your terms and build a thriving anti-hustle based business where you have more money, more naps, more travel, more freedom, more whatever the fuck you want in your life. So buckle up and let's dive in. Hi, welcome back to the podcast. Very happy to be here. I had batched a bunch of my other episodes, and so I'm back now batching like the last 4. So I feel like I haven't been here in a while, but you wouldn't know the difference because I have my episodes go out every week. Anywho, okay, so today we are talking about something that is super fucking simple, very deceptively simple, but it is absolutely foundational, which is your calendar. Because your calendar is a mirror, it reflects your beliefs, your boundaries, your business model. And if your week feels chaotic, if you are running around like crazy, you're feeling overbooked, things are feeling really out of alignment, then it's not a productivity problem. It's a strategy problem. Yes, you can even strategize your calendar. So in this episode, I am going to talk to you about how to create a business model that supports your life, starting with how you map out your time, how you plan your week, and how you build your business around your life. So I want you to start to think about when you look at your week. Do you feel grounded? Do you feel clear? Do you feel excited? Does it feel expansive? Or do you feel anxious and does your gut drop? Do you feel stressed out just by looking at your calendar? Because if your calendar is packed with back-to-back calls, there's no rest, you have random deadlines and maybe you're missing deadlines, there's no actual CEO time, you're not looking at bank accounts, you're not managing like the top level business stuff, that is not by accident. Most entrepreneurs have a tendency to replicate the hustle, the corporate culture of go, go, go. So, and you don't even have to have worked in corporate. This is just capitalism. This is just ingrained in us that what I see with a lot of, especially newer coaches, newer entrepreneurs, is that they're building their business around other people's availability. Oh, you tell me what your calendar looks like, and then I'll just put you in mine, even if it's inconvenient. The fear of saying no, worried that, so the people pleasing comes in, worried that if I have set hours for my coaching, that I'm not going to get hired or that people aren't going to want to work with me because I'm not available on certain days. And there's a false belief that more hours equals more income. And so we're going to talk about that today. So, what I have learned over the last 10 years of being in business is that your calendar tells the truth about what you believe you're allowed to have. So, do you believe that you're allowed to rest? Do you believe that clients will wait for you? Do you believe that you're allowed to prioritize your health, physical, mental health over busy work, getting just like random shit in your business done? Do you think that you're allowed to prioritize strategy over, again, busy work? Your calendar is what holds the answer. So you might be saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then your calendar is telling a different story. So let's start to shift this. This is what I teach my clients in literally all of my programs, but inside one-on-one and anti-hustle business school, which are the 2 programs that I'm running right now, when we start to look at and build out their CEO calendar. So I want you to first look and start with your energy, not your to-do list. So, when do you feel most creative, the most focused, the most social? Align your business around that. Pay attention to your menstrual cycle, pay attention to your energy levels throughout the month if that isn't something, maybe you don't have a menstrual cycle for whatever reason. And so maybe you have to track this, like whether it's in an app or you're just doing it like in your notes, but I want you to track your sleep, how well you sleep throughout the month, like do you need naps more during a certain time of the month than other months? Like or other weeks, as soon as I power down and need to have naps in the middle of the day, I know that my period's coming. So I know that things are about to get slower. My motivation is going to go out the door. So ideally, what I have done 3 weeks prior is I have used the energy that I have, the momentum of those 3 weeks to batch out content exactly like what I'm doing right now, making sure that my podcast episodes are already recorded so I can just hand them all over to my team, making sure that my newsletters are already planned and scheduled, because there's going to be a point in the month where I'm going to have no energy, no motivation to put stuff out, pump stuff out. This is why I am a huge proponent of having the content bank to be able to just go grab content. You want to align your content creation, your calls, and your strategy with your body, not the 9 to 5 default, not the Monday through Friday default, even. One of the things for me that I had to really look at and give myself permission to do was to not work Monday through Friday. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, my brain is like, I want to work on the weekends. And I felt some shame around that. This was a while ago because I was like, if people found out that I was working on Saturdays, they would say that I'm not living like an anti-hustle life. And so I wasn't too keen to share that I worked on the weekends. And then my coach at the time was like, yeah, but like, tell me what your week looks like throughout Monday through Friday. Oh, well, I slept in, I went to the beach, I went on a big long bike ride, I did all these things. And she was like, okay, so you basically, first of all, like live your life freely. I don't have children, I don't have a partner. My time is my own. And so you already have that built into your day, not to mention your weekend is basically like your Monday because you didn't work. So I had to shift the mindset of, okay, I'm allowed to work whenever I want to work. And if my ADHD brain turns on a Saturday, I'm going to work and let it turn on because I'm going to pump out like a week's worth of content and work in one sitting. And I've learned to accept that. So it took me a long time to give myself permission for my business to look, and I'm like 10 years in, and this just happened maybe a couple of years ago. So I had to give myself permission. The coach gave me permission. And then I was like, okay, I need to do this for myself. I need to give myself permission to ride the wave. I'm also a projector and I am a emotional projector. So I have to ride the wave. Like when it comes, I've got to just listen to it, right? So I really encourage you to pay attention to that. Listen to your body. When are you motivated? What is going on with your energy? And then this is how you get into more alignment. This is how you start like flowing with your business instead of feeling like you're working against it. We want our businesses to feel really fucking good, not like we just went from corporate or a 9 to 5 and then we implemented those things into our own business. What a pain we might as well just go back to a 9 to 5 because at least we have a regular consistent paycheck. We have taxes built in, we have health insurance, what blah blah blah. So we started our businesses so that we could have more freedom. And that doesn't mean to have a 9 to 5 schedule on your business or maybe even working Monday through Friday. Maybe you're only working 3 days a week. We really want you to start looking at that. So, again, pay attention to your cycles, pay attention to your energy, and that is how you are going to really start to shift your calendar. Create themed days. So, this eliminates switching and decision fatigue. So, what I mean by this is, for example, like maybe CEO is your maybe Monday is your CEO day and your strategy day. So you are coming back into the office. Let's just say you're working Monday through Friday, for example. You're coming back into your office and you don't have client calls. You are staying in the CEO and the strategy zone. One of the things that causes the most, how do I want to say this, disruption is when you are switching out of different things in your brain. So let's say you're in a content creation day. Oh, but I have a one-on-one call at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That means that you're going to disrupt your flow so that you can then get into coaching mode at 3 o'clock. And then maybe later in the evening, there's another call, or you have to run a group call, or maybe it's your own coach's call. So now you're the client. You want to see how you can batch your days. And this is especially important if you are neurodivergent. Flipping back and forth between these different parts of your brain, like the CEO and the strategy is one part of your brain. The client calls, that's like more of, I mean, it could be strategy too, but that's definitely a different part of your brain. So we want to see how can we batch the things and make it okay, because your brain's going to say, well, if I'm not coaching Monday through Friday, then it doesn't count, or I'm not available enough. There are plenty of us who only coach a couple days a week. So let's say you're taking client calls Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the other days are strategy days, CEO days, content batching. Maybe Friday is a flex day, or you're completely off, and then Saturday and Sunday. This creates a rhythm for you and predictability. I love Google Calendars because I can color code everything. So if you look at my calendar, anything that is client related, that is bringing in money, that is a money generating activity, those are all coded green because I'm getting paid, right? Or will be getting paid. So these are Facebook Lives. This is content recording days, podcast recording hour or whatever. Any rest is red. Exercise is orange. And I've been doing a lot of courses and classes for my CEUs, for my credential renewal with the Coaching Federation. Those are yellow. So if I look at my calendar for the week and I'm seeing a lot of green, but no orange and no red, it means that I need to go in and create some buffer times and breaks.
Want to break free from the hustle and grind and build a successful business? I've helped thousands of clients and students leave their 9-to-5 jobs, travel the world, land their first clients, close 5-figure sales in the DMs, and grow their businesses to 6 and 7 figures. Want to know more? Visit antihustlebiz.com and transform your life and business the anti-hustle way. Okay, back to the show.
So this goes into the third part of what I'm covering. I make sure that the most that I'm doing for calls back to back, maximum is 3. I really prefer 2 and then have a break. So if I'm seeing a lot of green and no red, it means that I need to go in and put in red so that I am breaking my day up. And now I might go for a walk. I might just go rot on my bed. This is where I'm eating lunch or making some food. Maybe I'm just going to go for a walk around the block. During the summer, it means going for a beach walk. So having all of this in my calendar so that I know, okay, I need to be inserting this. I need to have more buffer time. I need to have more exercise. Like, oh, there hasn't been any orange in 2 weeks. I should probably get back into the gym. So I want you, first of all, to stop scheduling back-to-back calls. This give yourself some space to breathe, to eat, to regulate, and to integrate. You can also create buffers where the like Acuity, if you have Acuity or Setmore or whatever your program is, that you can build a 15-minute break into your coaching calls so that's automatically there. I only book calls on the hour. So, and then my calls are 50 minutes long. So I have 10 minutes in between my calls where I can get up, stretch my legs, go to the bathroom, drink some water, have a snack, give the kitties a little rub, and then come back to my call. Breaks are not wasted time. They are meant to give you that space. And this is what will allow you to sustain this long term. I want you to start drilling this in. Rest is part of my business model. This is the whole foundation of having an anti hustle business model. And you might have to start doing some serious mindset work around this, somatic practices, because this is really bumping up against a lot of beliefs that I'll sleep when I'm dead. I will rest after I've put in so many hours and then you've earned the rest. You do not earn rest. You get to take rest because that is what's going to regenerate you. That is what's going to actually fuel you. So you need to start building that into your calendar. So what practices that I've just talked about do you want to start adopting? And maybe you start color coding your calendar and you're going to see real fast what needs to be added in. And you don't need to go to the gym like I do, but maybe you realize like I'm not moving my body enough during the week. So maybe you create 15 minutes to just walk around the block. That's literally it. Or maybe there's just like a little exercise program that you do at home that is a movement, or you do some stretches. So here's your invitation to start seeing what you can add in and where you've been overworking yourself. So the next part, the fourth piece here is making room for income generating activities. So, are you spending each time doing things that actually lead to clients? So, this is content creation. What connections are you making, whether in person or on social media? Having sales conversations in the DMs or having sales calls. What are you doing in terms of delivering your offer? So, one on one calls, group calls. And then what are you doing in terms of strategic planning? So, what's next? What is going to happen for Q4? What are we doing it's time to actually start planning for next year. If you are not doing any of this, it's time to recalibrate. It's time to really start looking at this and getting more strategic and more intentional about your business because you're not going to hit six figures by accident. You're not going to hit six figures by just showing up once in a while or doing these things once in a while. If you are running a business where you want to be making 100K a year more or more, then you need to start having this strategic brain. You need to start having this CEO mindset of what does the business need? And not just what does the business need now? What does the business need in Q4? What does the business need next year? What do I need to start putting in place now so that I can have the year next year that I want to be having? And the fifth piece here is protect your CEO time. So this is business development, planning, reflection, big picture thinking. So these are the strategy days where you are mapping out your next offer, you are planning out your next launch. You are mapping out the launches for 2026. This is where future you is built. So do not skip it. When your calendar is aligned, here's what changes. So you stop feeling reactive and you start leading with intention. You know how you're showing up, you know what is expected of you each day, and you stop reacting to things and you can show up so much more intentionally. You have space for things that actually grow your business. Where are you spending time just fucking around? Where are you spending too much time in Canva or doom scrolling on social media. Knock that shit off. We got to get more intentional. You stop working 24/7 and you still make more money. So many clients that I've worked with have gotten into the cycle of more, more, more. And that is the road to burnout. I have worked with so many clients where we've looked at what are you doing? Where are you spending your time? We've done like a time audit and realized they're spending time on things that aren't actually moving the needle and moving them closer to more clients, more visibility, getting them hired, more sales. And they've seen the effects of having an anti-hustle business model where they are doing things that move the needle, but they end up doing less and they start making more money. Also, when you have more time, you have more creativity. You're allowing more space for downloads of new programs, new offers, new content, new stories that you want to tell. So you have to insert rest into your day. You feel more creative also because your nervous system isn't shot. You're taking care of yourself. When you have a regulated nervous system, literally everything changes. And one of the biggest things is that you trust your business to hold you instead of the other way around. And you can build a business that honors your energy, your cycle, your capacity, your lifestyle. This is an anti hustle business model, but only if you stop copying what you're seeing other people doing, other calendars, other people's way of hustling. I've talked about this many times because when you are comparing yourself to other coaches, oftentimes it is apples to oranges. They have large teams, they've been doing this much longer, they're in a completely different niche. You just need to worry about your own damn self. So, if you want help creating a schedule that supports your life and your business, go download the Anti Hustle CEO calendar template. So, I created this just for this episode. It is a simple plug and play framework that's going to help you map out your week, your energy, your goals, your actual capacity, your bandwidth, not someone else's idea of productivity. So you can grab it from the link in the show notes or just DM me calendar on Instagram and then I will send you the link to go get signed up. And then if you want personalized support with this to help you build a business that supports you, then join us in Anti-Hustle Business School. Let's have a conversation about that or one-on-one. Or if you want to upgrade to the VIP option, then you can have one-on-one and biz school support for the next 6 months because your time is 100% your most valuable asset. And we want to make sure that your calendar reflects the life and business that you want to be building, that you've been journaling about, that you've been thinking about. That's why you started your business. So reach out to me on Instagram. Let's get you that calendar template. Thank you so much for listening and being here. And I will be back next week. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Anti-Hustle Business Podcast. I hope you found inspiration in the message and that you got some actionable next steps that you can implement right away in your business to start seeing results and moving the needle. Remember, you don't have to sacrifice your well-being or your mental health to achieve success. So prioritize your pleasure, play, and rest while you build your business around your life. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps me reach more entrepreneurs like you who want to do business in a completely new way. For more resources and to connect with my community, please visit my website at antihustlebiz.com and follow me on Instagram at @TheShannonWhaley. Until next time, keep taking those strategic anti-hustle steps toward building the business and life that you love. Take care.